Okay, this is actually a little bit impromptu, but I'm kind of in a hurry, so I wanted to get it out of the way. In fact, I'm in such a hurry, I'm actually rendering this. We're doing this video as I'm rendering the 2018 PFA's Week 20, so you'll be seeing this really soon afterwards. But anyways, this is my prediction for the 2018 PFA Playoffs. As we start off, we have in the National Conference, number 1 seed being the Cleveland Bulldogs at 15-3 in the playoffs division, first round bye, home field advantage for the first time ever, and they have the number 1 defense in the league. Then you have the Indianapolis Express, as they're in the playoffs division, first round bye, first time ever. Then you got the San Antonio Longhorns as the runner-ups from the title game, conference championship last year, making the playoffs for the second year in a row at 13-5, but this time winning the division for the first time ever. Then the Phoenix Storm, who at 11-5 as the 4th seed, they made the playoffs for the first time since 2016 and have gotten won the National West for the first time ever. Then you got the Tampa Tropics at 12-6 as the first wildcard team. They're in the playoffs for the first time ever. And then the Hawaii Phantoms, the other wildcard team, first time they're in the playoffs. Then, in the Century Conference, you have the Cincinnati Colts, who are in the playoffs division, first round bye, home field advantage, all for the first time ever. And they actually set the record for the best record for a Century Conference team. Yeah, 15-3, just beat out the 2017 71ers 14-3-1. They have really good defense and all that, and they managed to get home field advantage. Then you have the Minneapolis Kitsune playoffs division, first round bye, all first time ever. Then the Dallas Stars made the playoffs and won the Century South for the first time ever. Then the El Paso Mustangs, playoffs for second year in a row, and a division for a second year in a row. But this time as the wild card team, surprisingly. Big collapse they took. The Miami Sharks in the playoffs for the third year in a row. In fact, yeah, of all the teams here, they're the only ones that have been... Miami's the only team left to have been to the playoffs all 3 years. Not bad. They managed to just barely get in too, though, as the Seattle Quakes are in the playoffs for a second year in a row. So, what's my prediction? As we start with the wild card, it would be Tampa at Phoenix. Tampa, their offense is not really that good, although Damon Woods, their quarterback, their rookie, played really well. They're still overall not really that good. Their defense, though, is pretty good. Phoenix, though, is in really bad shape. All the quarterback and offensive injuries. I think Tampa is just going to win this by default. But hey, Phoenix might be able to get 2. And then it would be the Miami Sharks visiting the El Paso Mustangs. Remember, it's a rematch from their divisional round playoff game last year where El Paso pulled off the comeback to win. And they've already played each other twice this year, and Miami won both times. Remember, a few weeks ago on Monday night, they destroyed them 48-21 down in El Paso. So, Miami has on a roll right now in terms of that. And El Paso, remember, suffered the injuries. They don't have their star running back and their main wide receiver coming into this game. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt really badly. And seeing how they're injured, Miami's playing good, and Miami did beat them twice this year, including a blowout last month, and they almost beat them last year. I'm actually going to pick Miami to get this one, as El Paso's not going to make it back to the conference championship this year. And then it'll be Seattle at Dallas, as this will be Dallas's first ever playoff game. Seattle in the playoffs for a second year in a row. Seattle did not play really good this year. And then, of course, Jody Tucker's not playing this game. So I'm actually going to pick Dallas to win this, as they'll sum up at Minneapolis. Minneapolis, and Miami will be at Cincinnati. Then it would be Hawaii at San Antonio. This will be Hawaii's first ever playoff game. I believe this is the first ever, not only professional football team, but professional of any team in Hawaii in the playoffs, first time ever. I don't think that's ever happened yet. As they'll visit the San Antonio Longhorns, conference championship runner-up this last year, won the division for the first time ever. This time in the wild card, just like last year. As they, funny enough, were in Hawaii's shoes last year when the 6th seed. This time they're hosted. I think it's going to be San Antonio easily. So put that right there, as San Antonio will then visit Indianapolis, and Tampa will visit Cleveland. Alright. Then, divisional game, as it'll be Miami at Cincinnati, as this could be tough. Miami going up against a really strong Cincinnati defense, but their offense is kind of shit. And they're kind of overrated somewhat. Although they played really good last year, their offense has a lot to be desired. And honestly, I think the offense might come back to bite them in the ass. And I actually think Miami could pull it off and upset. Beat Cincinnati, and they're in the conference championship for the first time ever. And then it would be San Antonio visiting Indianapolis. Oh man, what an offensive shootout that will be in Indianapolis' first playoff game against Glenn Chen and Ronnie Sanders. That will be big. It's going to come down to whose defense are you going to trust, San Antonio's or Indianapolis's. Both teams don't really have a defense, but San Antonio's defense had a massive improvement compared to last year. And honestly, you know what? I'm going to pick San Antonio to pull off the upset and get the win and make it back to the conference championship for the second year in a row. And then it'll be Tampa at Cleveland. First playoff game for Cleveland. I think it's going to be Cleveland. Unless their offense completely shits the bed and Tampa has a really good game, I don't think Cleveland's going to lose it, as they'll be in the conference championship for the first time ever. Then it'll be Dallas at Minneapolis. These two have played each other the first 2 years in the league, but not last year. This year. And Minneapolis, of course, remember, stumbled after Michael Fields went down for his season-ending injury. So, Minneapolis is really in really bad terms right now. Dallas is on a roll still. They're playing much better. So, without Michael Fields, unless they pull out a miracle out of him, I think Dallas can get it and make it to the conference championship for the first time ever. So, how about that? 3 of the 4 teams with byes, I think, this year are going to lose in the divisional round. That's incredible. Then it will be the National Conference Championship, which is the home team for the PFA Bowl this year, as it'll be San Antonio at Cleveland. One of the best offense in the league going up against the number 1 defense in the league. And if correct, hang on a second, let me go look up the stats really quickly, because they have the game on the Alienware. Look up the league standings. Oh, no, okay. For a minute, I was about to say Cleveland had the best defense in PFA history, but no. They had 220 points allowed. Didn't beat the 201 points that Birmingham allowed just last year. But still number 1 defense in the league. But honestly, I think San Antonio actually can get it. I don't trust Cleveland's offense. And with that, San Antonio would be in PFA Bowl free for the first time ever. Well, PFA Bowl, not PFA Bowl free. But they'll be in the PFA Bowl for the first time ever. That would be huge. 2 straight years starting off the wild card and make it there. That would be big. And then the Century Conference Championship, a divisional matchup, an arch rivalry, as Miami would visit Dallas. That's going to be big. And Dallas swept Miami this year, which is a rare sight because both years they split it pretty much. They're pretty damn good teams. It's all going to come down to, really, in my eyes, is Troy Hill going to play, and is he going to play good? I don't think... Well, actually, I think he's probable for against the Quakes. So as long as he stays healthy and he plays good, Dallas might have a chance. And since I think right now he is going to play, I'm actually going to pick it. I'm going to pick Dallas to beat Miami, and they'll be in PFA Bowl for the first time ever. So how about that? PFA Bowl free out in Los Angeles is going to be an all-Texas showdown as the San Antonio Longhorns against the Dallas Stars. Now, who would get it? Both teams would be pretty even statistically, but I trust San Antonio's offense more, so I'm going to give it to San Antonio to beat Dallas to clinch their first ever PFA championship and be the 2018 champs. So those are my predictions. Tampa beats Phoenix. Miami beats El Paso. Dallas beats Seattle. San Antonio beats Hawaii. Miami beats Minneapolis. Cincinnati, I mean to say. San Antonio beats Indianapolis. Cleveland beats Tampa. Dallas beats Minneapolis. San Antonio beats Cleveland. Dallas beats Miami, and then San Antonio will beat Dallas to clinch the championship. So leave your own predictions in the comments or your own videos or whatever. So see you guys next time for when we're headed out to Phoenix, where we watch the Tampa Tropics visit the Phoenix Storm to get our first team in the divisional round. So see you guys then, and I cannot wait for the playoffs to crown a new champ.